Hi guys, Roxanne here from Tiny Home Living. Well, as you can see, I'm in the bathroom. Back at it. But before I get started with the tiles today, I just want to ask you to like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share this video with your family and friends. We sure do appreciate it. Anyhow, let's get to work. Now, you'll remember I almost ran out of adhesive, like just scraped every little speck out of the pail that I could to get these last two tiles on, and I actually kept peeking in here to make sure this tile, the big one, hadn't fallen off the wall. I was afraid of that, and of course it would damage the tub, not to mention break the tile, so I kept checking on that. I was so afraid it was going to fall off. But it has stayed. It's nice and dry now. I've had the wood stove going in here. So I'm going to get back to grouting. Now, as soon as this wall is grouted and dried, tomorrow Chris can do the caulking down the corners and all around the bottom. And then I can fill this tub up. And of course, my first bath is going to be sitting in here cleaning. I figure that's the best way to do it. Rather than standing here bent over trying to scrub all this stuff off with a brush. So I'm actually pretty excited about doing that. So I've got my hot water. I got a little clever here. I was putting it on top of a pail of adhesive or whatever, but I turned the pail upside down so the water's up higher, so I'm not bending way over. Us old people have to think of these things. You know how they say work smarter, not harder. Well, everything's hard for us old people these days. So I had someone just comment on one of the videos of the greenhouse, and the comment was just hurry up, which was pretty funny. I mean, I find it amusing because I sort of feel the same way. I kind of feel like saying to Chris, like, hurry up. You know, there's so many things I want to get done. It's been months and months and months till we've worked on that butcher block kitchen cart up at Bob's workshop. Of course, it's probably in his way too. There are just so many things that are half done because of, the issues here. But so I feel the same way, hurry up. But, I think back to the houses that we built literally from the ground up. Like, we did the framing, we did the kitchens, tiles, roof, eaves trough, everything. And, we used to work like literally like a 12-hour day every day. And sure can't do that now. I'm lucky to get one little wall of adhesive done on this tile job, or one wall grouted or whatever. The second house that we built completely on our own, a crazy person decided I was going to try doing tiles for the first time. Well, my first tile job was the entire main floor of the house. When I say crazy, I mean like cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs crazy. So the entire main floor of the house, stairs going down to the entryway, plus the entryway, stairs going down to the back landing and the half bath. I mean, it was a huge job. So, yeah, I would spend a day, just all day cutting tiles. And I think I took 3 weeks holidays or something. I took my vacation time, and then it ended up needing to take an extra week or so to do that job, just the tiles. So that was a big job, and no, this old woman can't do that anymore. I mean, since then, my elbows are wrecked, my shoulders are wrecked, my wrists are wrecked. Everything's wrecked. And I fell on the ice really hard the other day coming out of the generator building. There's ice everywhere from it melting and then snowing. We had fresh snow on that nice ice. And I came out of the generator building and fell really hard. And I must have done the hokey pokey on the way to the ground, because everything feels like I twisted and torqued all my joints. So just a little more pain and a little more bruising while I'm trying to do this job. So you guys can't see that on the video, but I am in a lot of pain trying to work the trowels and the sponges and the float and everything else. Everything's painful, even without falling on the ice. So I'm going to back at it today. I will get my huge 33 by 65 inch wall grouted today, and hopefully be off to the races after that. And now I will be able to start soaking my weary old bones in this tub. I can't even tell you how much I'm looking forward to that. Anyhow, let's quit blabbing and get on with the grout. I've got the wood stove just cranked, even though it's already too hot in here. Chris's birthday present is seasoning in the stove. Man, that thing just fit in this oven, and that's a big oven. So I've got the lid on the rack, the pot in the bottom, and I put a coat of avocado oil on there and seasoning that while I'm doing everything else. Too hot in here now though, so I'm closing the bathroom door to block some of the heat out while I'm working in the bathroom. I've been extra clever and brought myself a stool to sit on while I do this. A stool that, for anybody else, would have ended up in the dump a long time ago, but not me. You know I'm not going to throw that away. Got my float. I've got a towel in here and then cardboard so the feet won't cut through, mark the tub. Wall. Woohoo! And I am going to leave it for a little while before I take the first wipe at it with the sponge, because it is still pretty wet, and you just drag the grout out of the grout lines when you do that if you don't wait a while. And I was wiping the trim here. Look at how filthy this is from the smoking issue with the wood stove. So that's another big job. Once I get everything else done in here, once I have the running water, I've got to literally wash all the walls. I'm not going to do the ceiling. I'm just going to repaint it. The ceiling is the worst, of course. So that's going to be a big job. I mean, I did use high gloss paint, so thankfully it's really nice to wipe. And I do want to go over these walls. I will do the cracks in the tongue and groove first. With a small brush, and then go over the whole thing with a roller. But that's going to be a huge job for an old woman, but you sure can see it right there. My goodness. And I mean, the bathroom didn't get the worst of it, but all the cabinets have to be done. Basically every surface. I can even see smoke on the mirror when I am looking at it. But anyway, I'm going to wait a little while before I wipe this and hopefully be done with this for today. Well, I am going to attempt to start cleaning this mess up. I've got a second pail of clean water, so I'll get the worst of the grout off, and then I'll switch to the clean pail to finish it up. Got myself quite a mess here with the grout all over the tub and everything too. So now what I'm trying to do is just clean up the little bits like this. So you just keep swiping it till you've sort of got more of a clean line, especially in the corners there. Just clean the lines up again a bit so they're a little sharper. I don't want to swipe at it too much. I'll just do this roughly and then do it again once it dries more. Just want the lines to be a little crisper. Right there and in the corner. So that's got the worst of it off, and I've smoothed the grout lines a bit. I don't want to go over them too much. They're still a little raggedy looking, but I'm going to let it dry more before I do anything else, and meanwhile I'm going to clean this mess out. Well, this is what I'm left with as far as mess goes. That dark stuff there is from me doing the last part of the grout, and it is like rock on there, so I am just going to leave it there, and when I have my first tub it will soak off in hot water. I'll get what I can off, and the rest I will just leave it. I'm not going to scratch the tub trying to get it off. I took this monstrosity out of the oven because I'm going to warm up supper in the oven tonight. The wood stove's already going, so again, don't need to turn the stove on and burn propane. This thing here, I've seen people online use it on top of the stove to bake a pie or cake or bread inside it on top of the stove. So I'm going to try that out. I'm just curious to see how well it'll work. It's almost like having a second oven.